Hey, Kevin here, Mr. DIY Dork from DIYDork.com. Today I want to give you an update on our butt ugly barn house renovation. And if you've seen my other videos, you know that we have completely redone the interior of the barn house so that it was livable. And it's been about a year or so since we finished all that up. And now it's time to work on the exterior. It's not hot anymore, it's nice and cool. As a matter of fact, it's probably getting a little too cool. But we're going to start redoing all the siding outside. We're replacing doors and building a new porch and all that. So let me show you kind of what we're going to be doing. Right, first off, I want to start with some sad news. My ugly safety glasses here that were my dad's from probably the 70s or early 80s, and then my brother used them in a high school shop class in the late 80s, early 90s, and then somehow I inherited them. I've been using them. They are ugly. I don't know why I wear them. I don't know. I think just because they're so ugly and so unusual, I liked them, but I stepped on them the other day, and now they are broke, and that really sucks. I mean, these things are the ugliest ones ever, so hopefully I can find some more on eBay. I really don't know why I like them, but they're just so bad that they're awesome. So anyway, okay, let me go ahead and show you the house stuff now. All right, so with any big renovation comes an even bigger mess, and here's our huge pile of crap in the way of the house. We have to like tiptoe between it to be able to go to different rooms. But I have some plywood here to fix all the rotted section of the old plywood siding that's underneath the even crappier vinyl siding outside, and I'll show you all that later. But there's a lot of sections that are rotted and we're replacing it. Over here, I have some car siding. I think it's 6 inches wide. And it's tongue and groove, and that's going to be next to this door that I'll show you in a minute. There's going to be about a 2-foot section on each side underneath the porch that we're just going to do in wood. I think it'd be pretty cool. Has some red cedar, which is going to be the post to build the outside the porch overhang that goes in over the front door. I'm going to build a new one of those. And then we have some corrugated galvanized metal that's going to be the roof for that. And then next spring or summer, we're going to replace the roof on the entire house, because we have some bad sections on the roof too, and we're going to do it in Galvalume. Now this is galvanized and it has kind of a silver, well, I would call it, you know, like a piece of conduit. It's just like a metal look, you know, not necessarily silver, just straight up metal, like a nickel or something. But we're actually going to use Galvalume for the roof, which is more of a silver aluminum look, and I think it'll be pretty cool. And also, instead of the rippled corrugated, we're going to do the standing seam where it's like 16 inches of flat, and then there's like a 1-inch little thing that sticks up, and then 16 inches of flat. I think that'll look pretty cool. So anyway, we bought all our stuff at Menards because it's my favorite store. I really love going there. They always have unusual, interesting things, and they always have awesome prices. And we happened to catch the perfect time, the perfect week when they had one of their 11% sales. And they have about every 2 or 3 months, they'll throw one of those out. And usually it goes for 2 weeks. They'll like, oh yeah, surprise, it extended a week, but they did not do it this time. So we happened to catch the perfect week to do it. So we'll have a nice rebate coming in the mail pretty soon, and I can buy more stuff. But the main thing that we've been doing is tearing off siding outside and replacing doors. And right up here is one I'll show you here in a minute. But let me start here in the back. Okay, this back door we replaced as the first one we did, and we discovered that replacing doors is not quite as easy as we thought. It's a little tricky, but it turned out okay. We decided to buy one that had double pane glass. It's a little better insulated. It has an adjustable seal on the bottom. Pretty nice little door. They're a lot more expensive than I thought. I didn't think doors were as expensive as they are, but of course it's half covered up by this, and I'll explain that in a minute. But it used to just be an old, I don't even know how old that door is there, but it had the wood panes. It was a solid wood door. It was starting to get a little rotten. Single pane glass. When it would get cold, it would condense, and then the wood, you could see it starting to rot. And then our huge junk pile we're gonna have to get rid of. That's only a part of one wall. I mean, this vinyl siding pile is gonna be huge. And then of course our other doors, there's our fake barn door that's up front. This is covering up the stairwell that goes downstairs in the basement. So, okay, anyway, let me show you real quick the second door. This one right here is just a half window, same thing, double pane glass, better insulated. This one was tricky. This ceiling is not very tall. It's only like about 7 foot to the trim. So normally doors are either 36 inch wide or 32. This door and the one in the back are 32 inches wide, and they're usually 80 inches tall. That one's 80 inches tall. This one is only 79 inches tall. You can't exactly buy a door like that unless it's custom made, and a custom made door is probably going to be like $500 plus. And just for a door, it's like, you know, whatever. Yeah, we're not gonna pay that just to get 1 inch cut off a door. So we thought we could probably cut it down. So we went ahead and ordered it. You know, it's I don't remember what it was. It was like close to 300 bucks for a door. Like I said, they're way more expensive than I thought. I thought doors were like maybe 150 bucks or so. So anyway, we ordered the door, we get it in. I thought it might be a problem. We tried to install it, and of course, as soon as you opened it, it smacked the flooring. You probably can't see, but there's a little divot right here. It's probably about 3/4 inches down or so. And I guess when they originally installed doors in the house, they just sunk them down, and they probably didn't have all the flooring that we have now. There's probably a couple layers of flooring. So you can't just fit any doors. So we had to cut it down. We weren't sure if we could cut a metal door down. So what we did was we bought this cheap metal door here for the pre-hung frame. And then underneath we bought a solid wood door that has windows. Kind of looks like the one that I showed you outside, except the glass only goes halfway down. We tried to cut the hinges and install it, and it was a total disaster. It was a huge waste of money. It did not work whatsoever. Really sucks. So I did some research online, and I found a guy that put up a tutorial on Instructables that showed exactly how to cut down this exact brand of door. He had the same problem. It worked awesome. It would have made a great video, but I didn't do it because we were kind of winging it a little bit, and we didn't know if it would work, but it did. It's awesome. Now we have a door that can open. We can actually put a rug underneath. This door, we used to, when we'd open it, you probably can't see it, but it would drag the floor right here. So you couldn't even open it all the way and it'd hit the floor. So that was a huge problem. Okay, now the front door is a whole nother thing. Let me show you the outside of the house real quick. Okay, you can see all the old crappy blue siding. It had this overhang. The wood was starting to rot. And it had these barn looking doors, but they were actually fake. And I'll outline where the actual door is. Check that out. That little tiny door on the whole front, it was offset to the left side of the house, and it was kind of small. I think it was 35 inches, which was really weird. I guess it was a custom made door. And the thing is, I make so much furniture that it was really hard to bring stuff in the house. So we thought, well, at least get a 36-inch door. And then we thought, well, it's gonna look weird to have a little tiny 36-inch door centered in the middle of this huge wide barn house. So let's do a double door. Well, the prices of a 36 double door and a 32-inch double door, you know, each door is that 32 or 36, was the same price. So we went ahead and went big with the 36-inch doors. And we ended up custom ordering this, and we got it from Lowe's. We like the windows. We wanted a little bit of a mod look. It's kind of unusual. The house now kind of looks like a church instead of a barn, but it worked out great. We can open both doors. We can basically bring in or take out anything we want now, no problems whatsoever. So we had to cut it down. We built a new header up top and all that kind of stuff. Reran the wiring so we can put a light above it, and we're working on it now. So let me take you outside and I'll show you real quick what we're doing with the siding, and then we'll go from there. So here's the outside of the house, and has the crappy blue vinyl siding. You can see where we added the door, and you can see the old plywood siding that was painted red. And like right up here, see this section up there, it was all rotten. So once we peel this off, we have to replace all those kinds of sections. You can kind of see it down here too, where water just got to it and it rotted it out. Same thing up there. That's where the old porch overhang used to be, and it's all rotted, so we got to fix that. That's actually the porch there. I'm keeping it for dimensions so we can build a new one. It'll be the same thing. It'll lean out. It'll have the little arms that attach to the wall up here. And then you can already kind of see, like, this line right here is basically where the outside of the top of the porch is going to be. So from that line over to the door, we're going to do that car siding. So it's just going to be slats of wood right there underneath the porch, and they have metal roof, and then we're doing a gray metal siding for the rest of the house. So let me show you something about that. So we're going to replace all the siding. You can see we're starting to tear a lot of it off, and then you can just see the corner there. We're already wrapping it in some tar paper, felt paper. Decided to use that instead of house wrap because it's been time tested, and it was a lot less expensive than the other, and it's, I think, a little easier to manage to put it up. So anyway, we're gonna tear off all the siding, put that up, then do our J channel and bottom trim and all that kind of stuff, and then we can put the metal siding up. So what we did was we ordered our gray metal siding. Half of it is right there underneath the tarps because it was raining when we got it delivered. Of course, even the delivery went wrong. And then all the trim is in these two boxes, which each one cost 150 bucks for all that wood. And then it was like 60 bucks to deliver it, so that kind of sucked, but we had to pay it. And then the huge problem is, like I said, there's only half of it there because the other half got destroyed when they delivered it. We have it laying here waiting for them to pick up when they deliver the other half. So let me show you a picture real quick what happened. Okay, so when they delivered, as you can see, it was on a flatbed truck that was about head height. I'd say it's about 5 or 6 feet off the ground. Our road is kind of slanted and downhill, so when the guy tried to get the forklift underneath it, it all slid off, and it actually injured me a little bit in my hand, and then the driver was in the way too, and it got him in the ribs really bad. But all that stuff landed on the ground. It got smashed up and scratched. So what my wife and I had to do was go through it all, and that sucked. We had to pick through every single piece, clean them up, and then hopefully you can see this, but all the edges got dented and smashed up and scraped, and they're just not usable anymore for some of these pieces, so we're going to have to get them all totally replaced. So now they're just sitting here by the road waiting for them to pick up and get the new ones delivered so we can start installing. All right, so that's pretty much where we are right now. We got the doors installed, and we're just starting to tear off the old siding and make repairs and put up the tar paper and trim and all that so we can start installing the metal siding. So what I'm going to do is when we actually start installing the metal panels on the siding, I'll make some videos of that too, but it's not necessarily going to be how-to videos. It's just going to be what we're doing videos, because to be honest, we're pretty much winging it. One thing I discovered and I thought was kind of odd is when I was researching how to put up metal siding, there's really no information out there. It's usually used for roofing on houses. Now, if you're like in a warehouse, they'll use it as siding, but then it's kind of a different installation than when you're going around a house that has weird custom sizes and it's not just a straight up box. So there's nothing out there. So we're just kind of doing it the best way we think we can and kind of winging it. So I'll show you how we're doing it. And maybe if someone's considering it, it might help out a little bit, or you get a kick out of us totally screwing it up or whatever. So anyway, that's what we're gonna do. And then also I'll make a video when I build the porch overhang and show you how I do it. And then when we do the car siding next to the doors here, I'll show you that, and we're gonna paint doors and all that kind of stuff. And then once all this housework is finally settled, I'll get back into my tutorials and furniture videos and all that kind of stuff too. But I thought it'd be cool to chronicle all this.